Hey everybody, here with a contest response for the baseball card junkies. Eric Titanic Taters and Nate Tops 85401. Decided to give Eric top billing there since Nate usually gets it, but obviously two great guys. This is stuff from my previous contest winnings with them, and I'm pretty sure most if not everybody here in the card community knows who they are. And this is a two-part response. First part, they wanted to know the meaning behind our channel name. Obviously mine is pretty easy. It's my name, Victor Negron, and cards at the end. But the way it came about was when I first started watching YouTube card videos, it was on my regular YouTube, which is just Victor Negron. But on that channel I don't upload anything, I just watch stuff. But I watch all sorts of content on there, not just card related stuff. So as I started adding more and more card related subscriptions, the feed on there just started to get clogged up with a bunch of different stuff. So I was already considering maybe moving all my card subscriptions to a new channel. And around that same time I decided I wanted to make videos of my own because this just looked like a lot of fun, and I obviously have a lot of cards to show, so I decided to make Victor Negron cards. So pretty simple explanation. My regular YouTube is Victor Negron. My card related YouTube is Victor Negron Cards. So that's basically it. Now let's get to the fun part of this video where I actually get to show you some cards. Alright, now this next part, I gotta admit I was a bit confused by it at first, but I think I have a general idea of what it should be. So basically they wanted us to show parts of our collection that are a bit odd, cards or players that no one knows about or no one would think that anyone else would want to collect. The B-side to our collection is what they said. And they wanted us to do it like this: single, double, triple home run from least odd to most odd. So 4 items, but as usual I'm gonna put my own little spin on it. As a lot of you know, I like to do that with a lot of these response videos. So what I'm gonna do is show 1 card for the single, 2 for the double, 3 for the triple, and 4 for the home run. And I'm gonna use a variety of sports, so I hope you guys don't mind. So let's get started. First off, the single, and my single is a rookie card of Eric Legrand, who some of you might know his story, some of you might not. Kind of a sad story. He never got to play in the NFL. He was a college football player at Rutgers, and I think it was in his senior year he had an injury on a play where he ended up being paralyzed. So that was pretty much the end of his football career. But I think it was a few years later where the guy who was the head coach at Rutgers at the time ended up becoming the head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So he gave Eric kind of an honorary contract for like a week or something like that. It's a really nice thing to do. And then Topps did something really cool of their own. They decided to make official rookie cards of Eric Legrand. So when I saw that, I wanted to have one of those and figured why not get a nice one. Got the Topps Chrome X Fractor. So again, very cool for Topps to step up and do that for him. And again, this is definitely one of those cards that most people wouldn't care about hanging on to, but to me it's one of my favorite cards in the collection. He also has an Allen and Ginter auto, which I wouldn't mind getting. And now on to the double, and it's going to be 2 autographs. Some guys that I'm sure many people don't know. Dinesh Patel and Rinku Singh. Never made it to the majors, so again, some people might be wondering why anyone would want these in their collection, and it's because they are the 2 first ever Indian-born baseball players to sign with a professional organization. They signed with the Pirates organization, and again, never made it to the majors, but they did have a Disney movie made out of their story, a movie called $1 Million Arm. So just a couple nice little novelty autographs to have in the collection there. Next is the triple, and here's where it starts to get a bit more odd, at least I think so. I collect Michael Jordan, which obviously there's nothing odd about that. I'm sure many people collect Michael Jordan, but I have kind of a Jordan collection within the Jordan collection where I collect cards of other players that happen to have Jordan in the background or Jordan defending those players, stuff like that. So for example, I'm going to show 3 of them here. Here's one of Harold Miner, rookie card of Harold Miner with Jordan there trying to block the shot. And I remember that was actually kind of a popular card for a while because people thought Harold Miner was actually going to be a decent player. So much so that they started calling him Baby Jordan, which was pretty much the kiss of death on his career. But he only ended up lasting, I think, like 5 years or so. But still, again, was a popular card for a while. I just love the look of it. Got him shooting the shot there with Jordan trying to block him. Here's another one that was popular for a little while. It's a hoops card of Sam Vincent. There you see Michael there up front. If you can see that, he's wearing number 12, which obviously that was not his number. And the story behind that goes that Jordan's number 23 jersey was stolen prior to the game, and I guess they didn't have a backup, which seems odd to me, but he ended up wearing the number 12 jersey for that game, and that image from that game coincidentally ended up on this Sam Vincent card. And I think Hoops actually pulled this card from circulation at one point, so it made it kind of popular. I think at one time it was probably like a $15-$20 card. Now you could probably get it for $2 or $3, but still very cool. And one more here. Here's a card of Magic Johnson. And you see Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. They're trying to block him out there. This is from Collector's Choice Debut, which was kind of an update set. That was the year that Magic Johnson made his return to the NBA after being out for a few years. I actually remember seeing that game. It was on TNT late at night because it was in LA, so it started late here, like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Eastern time. Finished like 1 in the morning, but it was fun seeing those legends do battle one more time. I just think that's a cool shot there with Magic and those two other legends defending them right there. So again, this is just part of the kind of Jordan background collection. And I probably have like 20-25 more cards like that. So again, I'm sure people collect Jordan, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody collect Jordan background cards. So that's why those are my triple. Lastly, the home run. And the reason I chose these as my home run is because I'd be surprised if anyone watching this even heard of any of these guys I'm about to show. It's two basketball players, but neither of them ever played in the NBA, so you have to be a hardcore fan of the game of basketball to even know who these guys are and to respect them. And they are William Gates and Arthur Agee. And again, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering who. But there's an autograph of William Gates, an auto of Arthur Agee. So again, these guys did not play in the NBA, but they were the subject of a documentary in the 90s called Hoop Dreams. One of the best documentaries ever made, or at least one of the best sports documentaries ever made. I highly recommend it. And I almost forgot I have it right here to show you guys. I have it on Blu-ray. But again, I highly recommend it, even if you're not a basketball fan, if you're a sports fan at all. And I'd even say even if you're not a sports fan, it's just a great documentary. It was a couple young filmmakers that followed these kids around for a few years, back when they were getting recruited for high school and college. And you get a behind-the-scenes look at what goes on during that process, what these kids go through, what their families go through, dealing with the scouts and agents and coaches and all that. Just very interesting, and you see how it could all go wrong, how every decision can make an impact. But anyway, that's pretty much the summary of the movie. But I just love these cards because obviously they aren't something you see every day. This Arthur Agee autograph, I actually found it at a card show in a dollar bin. And again, probably a bunch of people just thumbed through that dollar box all day passing that card over. But when I found it, to me it was like finding treasure because I knew who he was and didn't even know he had an autograph card out there. And that guy had a bunch of autographs from that set in there, so I stayed for like another half hour trying to find the William Gates, and it was not in there, so I just brought this one home with me that day and ended up buying this one on eBay. These other two I think I got as part of some basketball lots. But again, cards that I'm sure are pretty meaningless to everybody else, but to me they're really special cards in my collection, would never get rid of them. So I think that's kind of the basic gist of what Nate and Eric were looking for out of this. Again, cards that most people don't care about collecting, but to us they hold a special place on the B side of our collection, but as we all know, sometimes even the B side can be pretty good and pretty enjoyable. So there it is, Card Junkies. I'll talk to you all next time.